the 12-hour heist that shocked America. It was 3:11 in the morning in New York City. The streets were almost empty. Inside one of the most secure financial buildings in the United States, security guards were finishing their night shift. Everything was normal until suddenly, every single security monitor went black. The alarms didn't ring. The guards didn't even realize anything was wrong, because at that exact moment, 8 strangers had already walked into the building. No guns, no masks, just regular employees. But these people were not workers. They were thieves. And over the next 12 hours, they would attempt one of the most unbelievable robberies ever planned. Not a bank, not gold, not cash, but something much more valuable. A digital financial system capable of moving $4 billion in minutes. And the most shocking part, the entire robbery had been secretly planned for 7 years. Part 1. The Mastermind. Every great heist begins with a mastermind. In this story, that person was known only as Orion. Nobody knew his real name. Nobody knew where he came from. Even the criminals working for him had never seen his face clearly. For 7 years, Orion studied one building, a massive financial clearing center located in Lower Manhattan. Most Americans had never heard of it, but every day, this building quietly processed trillions of dollars in digital bank transfers. It was the invisible engine of the American financial system. If someone controlled it, even for a few minutes, they could move billions of dollars before anyone noticed. And Orion had spent 7 years figuring out exactly how to do it. Part 2. Building the team. Orion knew something important. No single criminal could pull this off alone. He needed specialists, the best of the best. But they would never know each other's identities. Instead of real names, Orion gave everyone nicknames based on American cities. There was Denver, a safe-cracking engineer; Austin, a cybersecurity hacker who once broke into 3 government servers just to prove he could; Chicago, a former military strategist; Miami, a master of disguises; Brooklyn, a professional getaway driver; Phoenix, an electronics expert; Seattle, a drone specialist; and finally, Dallas, the only member who had actually worked inside the target building years ago. Each person received a simple message, a time, a location, and one sentence: show up if you want to make history. Part 3. The plan. Inside an abandoned warehouse outside the city, the 8 criminals finally met. A large blueprint of the financial center was projected onto a wall. Then Orion spoke through a voice changer. Inside this building is something called the Central Transaction Key. This key controlled the authorization system for large bank transfers. Normally, moving billions of dollars would require dozens of approvals, but the central key could override them all. If they controlled it for just 10 minutes, they could reroute billions through thousands of small transfers across the world. By the time banks noticed, the money would be impossible to trace, but getting the key wouldn't be easy. The building had biometric scanners, armed security, internal surveillance, and a direct connection to federal monitoring systems. Breaking in was impossible, so Orion chose a different strategy. They wouldn't break in, they would walk in. Part 4. Infiltration. For months, the team prepared fake identities, fake employment records, fake maintenance contracts, fake security clearances. Slowly, one by one, members of the crew began working inside the building as temporary contractors, cleaning staff, IT technicians, maintenance workers. No alarms, no suspicion. For nearly 3 months, the criminals worked inside the building every day, learning routines, security shifts, camera blind spots, escape routes. And finally, Orion sent a message. Tomorrow night, we begin. Part 5. The night of the heist. At 2:55 a.m., the building was quiet. Most employees had gone home. Only a small security team remained. Inside the maintenance room, Phoenix quietly opened a panel in the wall. Hidden behind it was the building's internal communication line. Within seconds, he plugged in a device. The cameras inside the building began showing looped footage. To the security guards watching the screens, everything looked completely normal. But in reality, the heist had already begun. Part 6. Entering the core. The team moved toward the most restricted area of the building, the server core. This was where the central transaction key was stored. 3 security doors protected the room: fingerprint scan, retina scan, and a timed digital lock. But Dallas had worked here years ago. He knew something most people didn't. Every night, for exactly 90 seconds, the system briefly reset during a maintenance cycle. If they timed it perfectly, all 3 locks would temporarily reset. So the team waited, and at exactly 3:11 a.m., the doors unlocked. They stepped inside. Part 7. The transfer. Austin connected a laptop to the central system. The screen filled with endless streams of financial data. Millions of transactions moving every second. Then Orion's voice came through their earpieces. "You have 8 minutes." Austin began executing the program Orion had designed. Instead of one giant transfer, the system created thousands of tiny transactions. Money moved from bank to bank, country to country, account to account, like water flowing through a maze. $50 million. $200 million is $700 million. Within minutes, billions were quietly moving across the global financial network. But then, something went wrong. Part 8. The unexpected problem. One of the building's external monitoring systems detected unusual activity. A silent alert was sent to federal authorities. Within minutes, police vehicles began moving toward the building. Inside, the team had no idea until Orion suddenly spoke again. "Change of plan. Police are on their way." Everyone froze. They still needed 2 more minutes to finish the transfer. If they left now, the entire operation would fail. So Orion made a decision. Finish it. Sirens began echoing outside. Police surrounded the building. Security guards started searching every floor. Inside the server room, Austin completed the final transfer. Total moved $4.1 billion. Then Phoenix triggered the final phase of Orion's plan, a system overload. Every computer screen in the building went black. Fire alarms exploded to life. Sprinklers activated. Smoke filled the hallways. The entire building was evacuated. In the chaos, the team quietly walked out with everyone else. No running, no panic, just 8 normal employees leaving a building